supposed to communicate. All right, so questions we got. Let's see if they're in order by subject. All right, we got a few questions. 4.127/17. Is this a test question? Let's see, 4.127.9, sorry. 4.127.9. 4.127/9. Yes, it's a test question because it's calculator drill. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the calculator. And first of all, wait a minute, before we start with the calculator, I want somebody to tell me anything they can about this problem. Okay, somebody tell me anything they can about this problem without doing any math, without doing it on the calculator. What can you tell me? There's two things you can tell me, three things you can tell me.
It's negative.
It's negative. So what does that mean compared to the parent graphs?
It's not going to start and stop in the same direction.
It's going in the opposite direction. So the parent graph, okay, what else can you, okay, so it's going in the opposite direction. Somebody tell me something else about this, okay? We got the negative, it's going in the opposite direction. That's number one. Negative means opposite direction. All right, somebody else tell me something. That's one thing out of three. Somebody tell me something else.
The cubic function.
Okay, speak up, articulate.
It's a cubic function.
It's an odd function, exactly. Cubic, meaning odd, meaning different directions. Okay, one more thing. Come on. On all functions, you can find the blank. And y'all should know this from the quadratics we've been doing.
Y-intercept?
Thank you. The y-intercept is what?
-49.
Good job. 0, -49. Okay, so this right here tells us we've got a -49. The parent graph for a cubic function is like this. So we know it's going in the opposite direction, which means this. And we know what? It's a cubic function. It's got x squared in there too, so it's probably going to have more of a saddle than you think. So it's probably going to look something like that. Now, we have not used a calculator. We haven't used anything. If you don't know what we just did, one, you haven't printed out your family of graphs or your parent graphs. Number two, I don't think you've been listening to me as far as parent graphs and as far as the odd or even functions, because you would know that that's all this you should know. You should know. Okay? So now let's go to the calculator, because you have to do this on the calculator. So y is equal to, make it small, y is equal to negative x to the third power minus 11x squared minus 40x minus 49. And graph. It's not there. Always tell students to do Zoom standard. Zoom standard is 6. Okay, we got a little bit of something there. And Zoom fit. See which one works better. Zoom fit. Okay, it's a little bit better. I think Zoom standard is better. Okay, now I'm going to put this in a Zoom box. Okay, can't get the y-intercept, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. I'd like to get that y-intercept. I'm going to move over and down. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now I'm going to do Zoom box, which is number 1. This is the way I do it. And I make sure I get the saddle, which is that part in the middle, the saddle, and enter, and I try to get the y-intercept, and I hit the wrong button. Hold on, Zoom box, there we go, enter, and I'm going to get the y-intercept, or try to, and enter. And that's about, you know, I think I still don't have the y-intercept, but that's a pretty good drawing right there. Now, if you want to set it by the window, you have to hit window. And negative x-min, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to do negative 10 to 5. And then negative, I'm going to do negative 50 because I want to get my y-intercept, negative 49 in there. And the y-max, it really doesn't matter because as long as you get above the x-axis, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to put a 10 there and graph. There's a good drawing right there. And here's your Windows settings for that. Now, does it really matter? No, but your Windows settings should include the y-intercept. And I think that's what they're trying to get you to see. But let's see what choices they give you. Okay, what comes first? X. So that's negative 8 to negative 4. And negative 5 to 0. Negative 6. They're not even including the y-intercept. So I guess you just pick the best one. I really don't know how you would. They've got it set at negative 10 right here, negative 10. So I guess they want to get the saddle in. So let's get the saddle and let's see what that looks like. Graph. I'm going to zoom the box in. I'm going to zoom in just to the saddle and see if that's what they want. So there's the saddle. See what they want, see if that's, now let's look at the window. Yeah, that's what they're wanting. So that looks like we'll put in a negative 6 and a negative 2 and a negative 4 and a 4. And that's what they're talking about, the saddle. So the question should say, determine appropriate window for the saddle of the function, because that's what they're wanting. They pick, I mean, I got negative, what's my window say? My window says that negative 6, negative 2, negative 4, and 4. I would say probably B might be the best. But this is subjective, yeah. And you see how I got that? I got that by zooming in and playing with the calculator. And the question is misleading, but they do say right here to locate the what? Did somebody tell me what locate the extreme points mean? The saddle. Write that down. Extreme points, that's your min and your max. That's the saddle. So that's what I did. I didn't see it over here. I just saw it right there. And that's how I got my window that I got. Window, -6, -2, -4, and 4. I got that just by looking at my graph and getting the saddle. Now let's get the max and the min. I don't know if we're going to have a max, but that looks like a min right here, and this looks like a max. So I'm going to go second, trace, and I'm going to find the min first. And I'm going to say right about there is the left-hand side. And right about there is the right-hand side. And the min, probably right in there maybe. So somebody write down the min, -4, -1. And the max will be right around in here. So I'm going to hit, somebody write it down because y'all won't talk to me. So -4, -1, that's your min. And then the max, second trace, the max, and I'm going to say left is right in there. The right, whoa, don't hold down the button. Oh, me, there's the right. And then I think the max is going to be right in there. And I get -3.33, comma, -0.85. That's your max. And let's go type those in. So the max, parentheses, is -3.33. I can't type, comma, -0.85, close parentheses. It's a miracle. The min is -4, comma, -1. And we feel good about ourselves. Now, all of this over here, you should be able to do in your head. If you have no idea how to get these right here, then you need to start watching videos from the beginning of, technically, when I introduced the parent graphs and the vertical and the horizontal shifts. You should have picked up on that at least at the beginning of chapter 4. This is your ending behavior right here. This is your saddle right here. Now just disregard where the points are because I just drew this is the actual answer. I don't have them graphed correctly. This was just a guess. Okay. Now, that took how long? That took 10 or 15 minutes to explain to y'all. You need to get it down on your calculator, and you need to be able to do this in a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, that's the calculator drill. Next question, 4.1, 33/11. 4.1, 33/11. 4.1, 33/11. Is this a test question? Well, 4.1 and 4.2, except for long division, a lot of these are calculator drills. Use the behavior and analysis. Okay, somebody tell me what this function is. I'm going to draw a picture of it.
Negative.
Well, it's not negative.
It's
It's add and go ahead.
so it's positive.
What?
Yeah, it's positive. It has a y-intercept of their positive 3.
Okay, well, first of all, elaborate on the positive. Positive what?
Well, it's going from up from left to right, so it's
So what kind of function is that?
a
It's not a square.
well, it's this one's a cubic function, correct?
Cubic, okay?
Yes, sir.
So 2 is a cubic function.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can tell a little bit more than just somebody give me the y-intercept.
0, 3.
Okay, there's one more thing you can tell about this one. Look at the one we just did on the calculator. Let me do a zoom standard. Okay, look at that one. Well, we know that one's negative. Okay, that one's negative. We know that. Okay, but what's different besides the direction? What's different between this one and this one? Yeah, one's blue and one's red. I know that.
I don't know if
That's
I'm
the
wording
last
it
one.
right because my brain is tired, but it crosses like 2 planes.
Yes. In other words, it's skinnier. That's how, Miss Abidan, it's skinnier. So that means it's being what? Compressed along the x-axis and stretched along the what? Y-axis.
Y.
So that means that A is greater than 1. So there's 4 things going on right here. Number 1, it's positive because you go from left to right, and the ending behavior, the arrows are going in opposite direction. That tells you the cube. You know that the y-intercept is 3, so the last digit or the last term in your equation has got to be 3. And we know that A, which is the leading coefficient, has to be greater than 1. So let's look at our choices. Let me get my whiteboard out because I got to do some deduction on this one. So tell me which one. Let me get my red pen out, not translucent, and bring it down a little bit. Disappearing ink. All right, so somebody tell me which one it's not.
It's not A or B, definitively.
It's
And
not
I
A
think
or D because what?
because they are both negative.
Mm-hmm.
And
Negative would be going like this. Okay? So we know it's not those two, so it's got to be
it's got to be C.
B,
because-
Bravo or Charlie. Both of them have a 3, so that's not going to help us. And both of them have a 2, so that's not going to help us because that's greater than 1. So we're going to have to plug these 2 in the calculator and hopefully see if we can match it up. Okay, so let's take our handy dandy calculator out.
I have a question.
I have a question.
Go ahead,
yeah.
what?
So we know it's not B because it's to the 4th power, and if both of the endpoints.
Oh,
would
I
be
didn't
going
see that.
direction.
Thank you. I didn't even see that. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what I
B
thought.
because that's to the 4th power. I didn't see that. Oh my gosh. So it's C. Let's see if our deduction worked. And thank you for helping me out there. And isn't this communication great? Look what communication does. I ain't gonna communicate. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna eat my carrot stick and my water. I'm not gonna say anything. Mr. Vote, you ain't gonna eat no carrot stick. All right.
Hey, man, you see these glasses? I need as many as I can get, man.
What'd you say, Mr. Vote?
I said, you see these glasses? I need as many carrots as I can get.
Okay.
These trifocals right here, man.
All right, let's move on. Next. That's a good test question. Why do I like that test question? Because you have to actually think. All right, I like that question. Next one, 4.1, 63/16. 4.1, 63/16. So we've had a couple of good test questions. Let's see if this one's a good test question. Probably another calculator drill. Oh yeah. Okay, let's just forget about what they're asking. Let's do our own little thing here. Because this is what I want you to learn. I want you to be able to draw this thing, a sketch. Let's see, f of x is equal to 2x to the fourth plus 3x to the third minus 20x squared minus 9x minus 36. All right, somebody give me, well, you've got about 3 or 4 things we know here. What is it?
Well, it's a quartic function.
It's a quartic function, meaning parabola. So it's x to the fourth. So that means it's going to be going in the same direction. What else?
It has
Skinny.
Go ahead.
Is this skinny? Maybe.
The 2, a is greater than 2. So it's going to be compressed along the x-axis and stretched along the y-axis. So it's going to be narrow. And we know it's positive. A is positive. So therefore, it's going to be concave up. Okay, there's 2 more things that you can tell us.
The y-intercept is negative 36.
Y-intercept is negative 36. This one, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to take your highlighter, yellow highlighter. And you see we got a square and a, well, that X really don't help. But that square and that cube inside a fourth, or a cube, a fourth, and a square inside of a fifth. If you've got a lot of, that means the saddle is more defined. So with that 3 and that 2 under that 4, that means that the saddle is more defined. Saddle more defined. So you may have a max and a min on this one. I have no idea what this thing looks like. I'm just going by this. This is a negative 36 down here. I have no idea. I know that we got a saddle, so it could be going something like this. We know it's skinny, so that's just some kind of a guess. This is nothing but 100% guessing. What I know for sure, I know that it's going in the same direction because it's a even function. I know that it has a y-intercept of negative 36. I know that it's compressed and stretched along the x-axis, which makes it skinny. And I know that the saddle is developed, meaning that you have a max and a min. But if I have it drawn correctly, I don't know because I've got to wait for the calculator for that. I've got this thing. Hold on a second. I don't think I have this thing set right. I don't know why I can't get the whole page on there. Usually I can. Okay. So let's go to our handy dandy calculator. Yeah, this thing's not right. Something's not right with this thing. There we go. All right, so I'm not looking at the directions because I want to see what I can find out without the directions. So this is 2x to the 4th. Go ahead and clear the whole thing because these calculators, when you hit that delete button, it just acts weird. So just clear the whole thing. 2x to the 4th plus 3x cubed minus 20x squared minus 9x minus 36 and graph. Now I'm going to do a zoom. I always do zoom standard and zoom fit first. Zoom standard. Nope. Zoom fit. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to go down here because I know it's supposed to be below. See, that's -110 where I'm at right there. And it looks like you're on the x-axis. So you've got to blow up the saddle. There's hidden behavior here. So graph. And I'm going to blow up that saddle. Zoom box. And I use zoom box because zoom window to me, I can do more with my eyes than I can trying to guess with the window. See, you're starting to see a little bit of the hidden behavior there, see? But it's so big, you're going to have to blow it up one more time. Zoom box. I'm going to make my box real small. Look at there. There's your saddle. And you feel good about yourself. So I'm going to find the min, max, and this is a secondary min. Because this is your min right here. So that's your primary min, that's your secondary min, and this is your max. Excuse me. So second trace, I'm going to find my min. I'm going to go over here. Don't hold down the button. And there's my left and my right. It's right there. I got a min of -2.77, -2.78, comma, -110.55. Now I'm going to find my max, second trace, max. And my left is going to be right about there. And my right is going to be right about here. And my max, I think, is right in there. -0.22, -0.22, and -35.01. And then the men, your secondary men. Right about there is the left. And right about there is the right. And my guess is right in there. Negative, or I'm sorry, 1.87 and negative 78.69. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this because I don't know what they're going to ask, but I have a feeling what they're going to ask. They're going to ask for these three things right here. Then they're going to ask for the domain, which is all real numbers because you got two X's right here. They just keep on going. And the range is from negative 110.55 to infinity. That's the two things. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 things that they're probably going to ask you. I'm not going to fill them out because we've got more questions to do. But let's see. Let's see what they asked for. The X-Intercepts. Okay, we didn't do the X-Intercepts. I guess we can go do that. Let me go back to the, there's one X-Intercept. So second, trace. Forgot about those. 0. And I'm going to go over here. Don't hold down the button. Or if you do, wait until it gets there and then hit the right button to stop it. There's my left. There's my right. And my guess is right about there. That's negative 4 and 0. And then the right, second trace, 0. Hold down and then hit the left one when it gets near it. There's my left. And there's my right. And there's my guess. 3 and 0. Well, I about had it right, didn't I? I think I only got 1 point off. And that's this one right here. Look at my drawing here. This is the only one I had off because it's in the negative something negative. And it's supposed to be over here. So I got 1 point off. So it's not too bad with a guesstimate. This is negative 4 and 0. This is positive 3. So I had those right, about right. Let's see what else they're going to ask for. Determine the range. Let's see. Okay, there's the drawing. Domain, negative infinity, positive infinity. There's your min and max. There's 3 of them. I told you that. There's your range, negative 110. Yep. And there's the X-Intercepts. Okay, let's do increasing and decreasing. I'm just going to color it. I'm not going to type them in. All right, which way do we read? Left, right, Hubert. That's right, class. So what is happening right here? What's happening right there? What are these? Decreasing, Hubert. Yep, I'm decreasing to right about there. And then what? What am I doing from here to here?
Increasing.
I'm increasing from there to there. And then what?
Decreasing.
I'm decreasing from there to there, and then what?
Increasing.
I'm increasing from there to there. So from negative infinity to negative 2.78, I'm decreasing. You need to write this down so you can check your answer. Okay, so from negative infinity to negative 2.78, I'm decreasing. And that gets a parenthesis. And from negative 2.78 to negative 2.2, I'm increasing. And then from negative 2.2 to positive 1.87, I'm what? I'm increased or decreasing. And then from negative 1.87 to infinity, I'm increasing. Again, this is what we were doing back in completing the square. So it's not new, it's just different. Next question. Go away. All right, next question. Next question is 4.17317. 4.1, I know I'm running out of time. 4.173/17. I'll try to hurry. Okay, all right, this one's a calculator drill. Put this in the calculator, see what it looks like. Find the average high temperature during March and September. Well, March and September, what is March and September? Well, January, February, March. I can't do it when January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and so on. I'm not going to do all this, okay? You know the months to December. So your x-axis is going to be from 1 to 12, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 and 12. And let's see what it looks like. It's going to be a quartic function. So, excuse me. I don't know which one it is. I'm just going to take a guess at B. No. C. Okay, there it is. So it looks like up 60. That's 60 and down, and then up, and then over, and so on. Okay? And it looks like you got a peak at around 8. 7.5. I'm sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Somewhere around 7.5, you've got a peak. Okay, I think they're going to ask something about that peak. They're going to ask something about that min, and probably the two max and mins there. Okay, so that's how you do that one. Next one. 4.27/4. 4.27/4. Simplify rational expressions. Okay, that's where you have to remember your exponential rules. Okay, so we've got 35x to the third minus 4x over 7x. On this one, you just have to factor out x. So I'm going to factor out x. That's going to give me 35x to the what? X to the third. So that's x to the third. So that's going to be a square minus 4 over 7 and factor out the x there. And the x's cancel. And this is not a perfect square, so that's all you can do. You can't divide. You can divide 7 into 35, but you can't here. You could write it as 35x squared minus 4 over 7, or 35x squared over 7 minus 4 over 7, and then that would be 5x squared minus 4/7. You could do that, but that's probably your answer. Okay? And I don't have to call roll, just give me this last problem. And I know people have to go, but I'm trying to get this last problem in. And this is 4.2859. 4.2859. If you have to go, go ahead. You can watch the video. I'm going to get this last problem in. 4.2. I've already got you here, unless you came in late, then I don't have you. 9. And it says, this is probably long division. Okay, so it's 8x squared plus 0x minus 4 into 24x cubed plus 72x squared minus 12x minus 36. Everything is inside there, but we had to put something right. I don't know why I turned that off. Oh, me. There. I had to put that 0x right there. So here's your kite. And there's your tail. So 8x squared. How many times will 8x squared go into 24x cubed? Come on, we ain't got much time. I need somebody to communicate with me.
3x.
3x times 3x to the first times, that'd be 24x cubed. 3x, that'd be 3, that'd be 24. I'm sorry, 3 times 0, that'd be plus 0, x squared, minus 12x. Always subtract. When you subtract, that makes this a negative, and that goes out. Makes this a negative, and makes this a positive. So 72x squared, negative 12 plus 12 is 0x, and 36 comes down to help out. Somebody tell me how many times 8x squared will go into 72x squared?
9.
Plus 9. 9 times 8x squared is 72x squared. 9 times 0 is 0x. 9 times 4 is negative 36. Oh my, we're going to have 0 remainder. That goes out. 0x plus 0 remainder. That's a test question. That's a perfect test question because it's not too difficult and it's not too simple. All I had to add was that 0x to the first. And that's it. Okay, so y'all got your test to finish and your homework to finish. Get it done. You only got 2 sections. I mean, just 2 sections of homework. And I will see y'all Wednesday. Capiche?
When are they due?
I don't know. Look on it. When are they due? Somebody tell me. Somebody look on there and tell
Tonight
everybody
at
when they're
midnight.
due. What?
Tonight at midnight.
Is that 4.1 or is that the last section? Look on there again.
4.1, 4.2 in the test.
Say that one more time, Chelsea.
4.1, 4.2, and the test are due tonight.
Okay, what about the last section of homework and test?
That's closed out.
Check it again.
Okay.
It says that everything's due tonight, like including 2 point whatever, but everything's due tonight again.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See y'all. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon.
You
You have a
too.
good one too.
I'll hang around in case somebody. Okay, Ramey came in late. Him and his cat. Let me get that updated, Mr. Ramey. Anybody else came in late? Hold on. I marked Mr. Vogt. I marked him absent anyway, even though he was here.
I thought it was cool.
Mr. Vogt, I'm disappointed in you not going to see Michael.
Oh man,
You don't get along with Michael Myers, do you?
I'll get around to it.
I love Michael. He's my favorite.
Oh,
I like
really?
him better than Jason.
Really?
Yeah, Jason's he's abnormal.
Yeah.
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 Michael's pretty cool. All right, Mr. Ramey. Where's Mr. Ramey?
Aren't they doing another
There he
movie?
is. Okay, I got you in here, Mr. Ramey. Anybody else come in late? I don't see anybody else. Okay, who's got questions? Okay, y'all just hanging around, huh? Okay,
Yeah, just hanging out.
hanging out. So when's
me and
Bray
Tyler
Wyatt?
too.
When is Bray Wyatt? When is his no compete? When's he going to be able to wrestle?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it yet.
I think it's the end of October. I think he's going to make an announcement soon.
Oh, is that soon? Oh,
Yeah. I think it's the end of October.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy. I hope he's the new leader of the Dark Order. That's what I'm hoping.
That would be, but that guy with the mask, somebody needs to take him. He needs to go away. He's a dumbass. Just like that Daniel Bryan, he's a dumbass too. He's just about boring as watching grits. I'm
What you
sorry.
mean? He's one of the greats.
Why is he so boring?
It's so technical. He's such a good technical
Yeah,
wrestler.
yeah. And you see where that technical got Triple H in his NXT, don't you?
Oh man, that's a little bit.
NXT sucked. They finally got rid of all that. Oh, all the technique, all these submission holds, and nobody wants to watch that.
Man, it was so good. They had Keith Lee. Everyone was looking good, and then they.
Keith Lee, I'm sorry. Keith Lee is boring as watching grits.
Oh no, he's limitless. Limitless.
I couldn't get into Keith Lee. Now, I can get into the Hurt Business, and I can get into Ash Lashley, but I can't get into Keith Lee. I'm sorry.
He's like 350 doing moonsaults. Come on.
Oh, he's a great wrestler. He's a great athlete. I'm not saying that. He's just boring. Some people have it, and some people don't.
I can't argue that.
I mean, they just don't. I mean, what's his name? There's some tag teams. FTR. They're a good tag team.
Really good.
They're boring as watching dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you watch now, I tell you, I love watching the Young Bucks, and I love watching Jurassic whatever.
Oh, Jurassic Express.
Yeah, because they're exciting.
Yeah, it's always something going on. Yeah, those matches are crazy.
But there's just some of those wrestlers that just suck. I mean, they just boring.
Who's they had some really good matches against what's his name? I want to say Grand Metalik, but I know that's not the guy I'm thinking of. It's the one guy that wears the mask.
Who? It was Jurassic Express.
Nah. It's the two luchador wrestlers. They were wrestling.
Oh yeah, they just got the belts. Now they are bad.
Yeah, them boys can wrestle.
Yeah, them boys, they don't care.
Mm-mm.
But not all of them can have it. I mean, Bray Wyatt has it.
God, he does.
The Undertaker had it.
Mhm.
You know, Shawn Michaels had it. Triple H had it. They
Mhm.
all had it. But some wrestlers just don't have it. I'm trying to think of one that, you know, not picking on Daniel Bryan, but I can't think of any right now besides him. Keith Lee is a prime example. Great athlete, probably a great person. Just he don't have it.
Yeah.
Now he might be with somebody else. You know, team up with somebody else, and they might have it together. You know, there's a lot of tag teams like that because think of it. If it wasn't for oh gosh, what's his name of the Street Profits?
Oh, I know who you're talking
EST's husband.
I know who you're
If
talking
it
about.
wasn't for him, that other
Montel,
guy
yeah,
would
there we
be
go.
he would be boring.
Yeah, because he's all the energy. He's all the hype. He's
So, you know, I tell you another one. I tell you another two that's just boring, and that's the Rick Rude and that
and Dolph Ziggler, man.
they're boring. I mean, every time they come on, I turn it off. I turn it to another channel.
I don't blame you.
If you turn it to another channel whenever they come on, they don't have it. They don't.
Did you know that they were gonna put Adam Cole with Keith Lee? They were gonna make Adam Cole his manager.
No, that wouldn't be good. That'd be pressing on Adam Cole too much. I don't think that would be a good matchup.
I don't think it would have been either. Because I like.
Oh well, I gotta go.
Oh,
Have
all
a good one. See you.
too.